Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, was released in 1964. The black comedy was quite the movie for its day, considering it was released in the height of the Cold War and made a lot of stabs at Soviet culture and the stereotypes implied at the time. In the original review of the movie in the New York Times, writer Bosley Crowther responded to the movie saying, "My reaction to it is quite divided because there is so much about it that is grand, so much that is brilliant and amusing, and so much that is grave and dangerous." The movie was very much a satire of the Cold War and the theory of mutual assured destruction. A current-day comparison one can make to this movie is the interview directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Both films made social and political statements about a communist nation. In the spotlight of Dr. Strangelove are three different actors. Peter Sellers plays Royal Air Force officer Lionel Mandrake, United States President Merkin Muffley, and former Nazi doctor Dr. Strangelove. George C. Scott plays the aggressive and patriotic General Buck Turgidson, and Sterling Hayden plays Jack D. Ripper, an extremely paranoid general who launches the attack on Russia. Each actor qualifies under a category of a main type of actor. Sterling Hayden plays the role of the tough guy and straight man. As General Jack Ripper, he shows no emotion throughout all of his scenes at the military base and is very stoic. In many of his other films, he also plays a sort of tough guy or cowboy. His consistent portrayal of the same role across many movies qualifies him as a personality actor. An example of another personality actor would be Robert De Niro in the early/mid part of his career. He was always playing a tough gangster type, especially in Martin Scorsese movies. Another example would be a 1990s Tom Cruise. In Jerry Maguire, Rain Man, and Vanilla Sky, he plays a confident young urban professional who talks really fast and always seems to be going through a crisis. Some may frown upon actors such as these for taking on the same role so many times, but sometimes the reason for their playing the same actor is because it is what they do best. Actors who seem to be different in every role are called chameleon actors. Peter Sellers takes on the role of chameleon in this film. In Kubrick's 1962 movie Lolita, Sellers also plays multiple different characters. Sellers is also famous for his role in The Pink Panther. All of these roles, from Dr. Strangelove to Jack Clouseau, include an extreme variety of different accents, costumes, and personalities. Sellers' ability to hop from one character to the next is similar to that of Johnny Depp, another famous chameleon who drastically transforms physically and characteristically from film to film. George C. Scott plays Turgidson, the most expressive character in the film. Whether he is fist-fighting with the Russian ambassador or explaining to the President of the United States why nuclear warfare might not be such a bad thing after all, there is never a dull moment while he is on screen. This is not the typical Scott, however. In films previous to and post Dr. Strangelove, he plays a much more serious and dramatic character. Kubrick stretched him more than other directors ever had for this role, and it oftentimes frustrated Scott since he was not accustomed to being such a larger-than-life character. Scott in Strangelove is an example of an actor who deliberately plays against the audience's expectations. These actors take a different role even though we are so used to seeing them as a certain type of character. An example of this would be Steve Carell in Foxcatcher or Keira Knightley in Begin Again. Oftentimes, actors get dismissed as just overpaid, attractive people, but that is not the case at all. In the words of the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, acting isn't difficult. Doing it well is difficult. Dr. Strangelove is so famous because of its political weight and the legendary director behind it, but the actors are another part of this film that make it such a relic.